Hello everyone, welcome back. So I have a update going here. I have a couple. It's been a few days, or been a couple weeks since I've done, or a few weeks really, since I've done an update. I've got quite a few stuff coming in here. I have a couple conflicts here, so I figured I'd do kind of like what I was saying, kind of that living with Gentoo thing. We have a EXIV. I have no idea what the hell that means, but we have a conflict where this, what do you call it, 2-0.25 is being pulled in, probably just the current. Unfortunately, sometimes it's the unstable coming in early, but drop our K-file metadata wants the .24. So what I did over here is I did an emerge C, and I found out I had two of them, and I believe the KDE frameworks is the fresher, the Plasma 5 version. So what I did is I just deleted the KDE base. So I'm hoping this one will go away. So it'll just be pulling in the .25. So hopefully this will be going away with this new, after doing this and removing just the KDE base, because I believe the KDE base is the KDE 4, I guess you would call it, KDE 4. We do have an incurses issue here. Dropbox wants 5.9, so once this emerge world comes up, and this is emerge, as you see here, emerge a UVDNA with BDEPs, so that's just in case there's building dependencies or use flag dependency changes, it'll do the deep search on emerging. That's just what I typically do after an emerge sync. So we'll see what it comes up with here. It usually takes a while to update. And also I see that there will be a kernel. So I'll probably, the reason being is I'm a little low on my my home or my root drive, so I'm going to do a dep clean. And if you do a dep clean before you, let's take a look here now. Is it still searching? No. Okay, so this one is still wanting to be pulled in. Okay, so this one now. So let's just let's do again just to see what's in here. Ask C for STRIGI. Oh, I'm not sure what this is. EIX STRIGI. Qt4 GUI. So yeah, as we see here, this is remnants of Qt4. Everything here should be Qt5, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this. And we're going to go ahead and call it, let's make sure. So app miss, yeah, so app mysc, get rid of that, sure. And this is cleaning up from going from KDE 4 to Plasma 5, so it's not surprising. We got a whole bunch of libraries. We're going to do this emerge preserve rebuild after this upgrade. So let's do this again. Hopefully this will go away. There might be a few more things we need to clean out before they'll build. And again, it's just that Plasma 5 is going to these newer versions of all these packages, and the original upgrade from KDE 4 to Plasma 5 didn't purge all of these apps. Hopefully there's not too many of them, because this kind of takes a while. I wish they would kind of list all of them. I guess we could do a verbose conflicts. If the next one, if we come back with another one, maybe we'll do a verbose, because we might want to see all of these programs that are being omitted, because it's just stopping after one. This EXIV thing is pulling in lots of stuff. So let's take a look at our kernels. Why is it slowing down? There we go. So we could probably, oh, because I deleted incurses. Oops. Learn how to type. Don't be hasty. Hopefully this only wants to bring in 6. Yeah, it does. Okay, so we'll go ahead and build that while this one is searching. We're going to need that so I don't get error messages in tmux or in ZSH. This might be a little bit longer video, but it'll be alright. Make sure it's still recording. Yeah, everything looks good. I try not to build programs while other things are going on, but this one shouldn't be too much trouble. It's just in curses. Hopefully that didn't cause any problems. You know, maybe we'll take a look at a different. No, it's tmux gets bogged down when you're building programs. It tends to. There we go. Yeah, when your CPU loads built, when you're building, it tends to get bogged down where I can't really change it. Can't really change which window I'm looking at here. Yeah, there's issues. Give it a second. Okay, so what do we have here? Yeah, tmux. Required by tmux. So let's do a quick search for installed version is 2.01. Let's just reinstall this. See if it brings in a newer one. So that it brings it this lib event thing. MPV. I have to check this ENCA thing. Might have to mask this newer version of libevent. No updates here. Okay, let's see. Following packages causing rebuilds. That's fine. No worries. So libevent. So yeah, the problem is tmux hasn't been updated since libevent has. I don't want to get rid of tmux, so what I'm going to do is go to .mask, and we're going to go edit, or just do vim, same thing, it's just an alias. Well, actually, let's take a look, and we're going to just copy MariaDB to lib. And this is so you just make sure that you, you know how to, greater than and equal to is what I typically do. So dev libs lib event. Oops, you know what? I wanted to make sure. Nah, this is fine. And this is going to be dash 2.1, greater than 2.1. So let's merge lib event. Check and see which one it wants to bring in. Should be the 2.0, hopefully, if I did it right. Come on. Always takes forever when you're watching it. Libevent 2.0. Okay, so we should be good there. So that one should go away. So we'll do this again. Pardon me why it takes a little while to do. be a bit of a slowdown. Quite a few things being rebuilt here. Awesome is getting updated. Check that out. Interesting. Still 3.5 though. That's good. Yep. So we have a new kernel. So we're going to update to this kernel on this video before I shut her down. Might take a while. I probably gonna have to break it into a couple bits while the build goes through. We definitely will, because this will take a while to compile everything here. So we'll get all the errors taken care of, and then we'll rebuild the kernel and do the dep clean, preserve libs, then do probably a Perl cleaner just in case. That's what I typically do. Pretty regularly do a Perl cleaner, and maybe go through and delete the old kernels. Like I said, do a dep clean, free up some space on the hard drive, because down to 13 gigs. So, and what that'll do is it'll, if we go to, where in the heck are the user portage? Yeah, so all of these, like if we do, oops. Let's see if we can, somewhere in here, cd add this, and we do cd Dropbox. Should have a couple different versions in here, but anyways, what that'll do is it'll get rid of some of the older packages, basically. Okay, so now we're down to this libas. So let's take a look at MPV. So let's do an EIX MPV. Do we see an NCAA in here? LMNO. I'm not seeing an NCAA. So what does this mean? This needs to be minus. So now I'm not sure. So let's just do a EIX libass plus ENCA. Yeah, I don't understand why dependency conflict libas greater than this needs ENCA. And if I were to build this, so let's just do a merge. Might just have to change the use flag. Come on, let's go. It says that it wants it. Yeah, see, here are the problems. So all these things, some things need it, some things don't. MPV. Required by mPlayer. Required by MPV is asking for both. I don't understand why it's asking for both. So let's do AV MPV. I don't think there is no option for ENCA. I didn't think so. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Dot 11. Oh, here we go. So this is in here. So it's going to be building with ENCA. I don't understand. I don't get it. So let's just do the bass again. Build it with ENCA and just see if it'll go. Maybe we need to build these individually, rebuild them with ENCA, and then it'll go. I don't know. So just in-player and MPV. So those are pretty light programs. I don't know. Let's just see if it'll go. Seem to go. No errors? No? No errors. Try these real quick. Might just need to be rebuilt with those use flags. Make sure it's recording. Seems to be. Recording. Yep. Yeah, go ahead and rebuild them. One upgrade, one reinstall. Yeah, so I'm guessing that it needed to be rebuilt with ENCA. Yeah. So yeah, it's just, you know, this is kind of what you need to do. Just plug through these one at a time. Try to find out which programs like that. A few of those for the old Qt4. Just hangovers from the update to Plasma 5 from 4, KDE 4. It's pretty good about, you know, removing everything that you don't need, but sometimes you run into these little compilation errors. So, like I said, just kind of go through them one at a time. Shouldn't take too long to build MPV. It's a great program, by the way. It's much nicer than MPV because it actually has like a status bar, like a seems to be going well. Yeah, we're good. Okay, so let's do this again one more time. It has a status bar. So if I go to some of my games. So you got this status or this progress bar where if you open it with MPV or in player, it doesn't have this, so it's pretty cool. Okay, so if this goes through without just only these rebuilds, then we'll go ahead and do the update, and then I'll come back, like I said, to build the kernel. And I'm going to cheat and use GenKernel. Hope nobody minds. But I'll show what I do to do that. How I rebuild a kernel using GenKernel. It's pretty easy. Pretty much just a few steps. And then do the dep clean and preserve rebuild and probably Perl cleaner, and we're good to go. Now let's confirm everything's golden first. I haven't changed anything here in a while. And I could probably get rid of some of this stuff because coming in on my MMX. I'm going to get rid of these. If I screw something up, then I'll come back, fix that. but it should be good. I just want it as clean as possible. This make file, make.conf, I want it as clean as possible. Anytime now, come on. Hopefully it's not running into errors taking this long. Usually the only time it takes a while is when it's coming up with errors. Still having a problem? No, that's good. Libas still has a problem. So it's saying minus on lib. Well, let's rebuild libas again real quick. You're just inconsistent here. Come on. I'll do it anyways. Maybe it'll... I don't understand why it's saying now that it doesn't want ENCA. The only thing I can think of would be to remove that use flag for MPV, or to mask it and rebuild in player. So we'll do that next. I just want this as clean as possible before I do the update. Oh, geolocation on the Plasma workspace. I wonder what that's all about. Okay, so nope. Let's do. Let's see. We have a. No, this is .mask. We have an MPV in here. Yep. And let's go to the end and do minus ENCA. Oops. Merge AV MPV. So basically what I did is I just put a minus in front of the ENCA. So hopefully now it'll rebuild MPV and libas will be happy. Because it's got this minus here. It doesn't want the ENCA in there for MPV. Let's check and make sure. Yeah, minus ENCA here, as you see here. Go ahead. Okay, let's do it again for libas. Make sure it's happy, or hopefully it's happy. Really don't think it reason to believe that it will be. I think I like htop better. More colorful. Yeah, now it's happy. So we should be good. Not yet. Let's make sure everybody's happy down here. Yeah, so that's kind of what you do. You just now it's saying it's also removing the ENCA use flag, which is interesting. It was only being pulled in because of MPV. Huh. Okay. I don't know what ENCA does. So if we go, let's see, what would it be? Gentoo use flag ENCA. Car set discovery and conversion. Yeah, it's there specifically. Yeah, I don't think I necessarily need it. Enable support for care set discovery. I don't even know what care set discovery. is that? Well, hopefully it's okay. I can't imagine it being too big of an issue, but yeah, okay. So we're good to go now, and so I'll come back once that's done, and we'll finish the update. So I'll talk to you in a bit. All right, so I'm back. Let's take a look now. Everything went pretty smoothly. Looks like there weren't any errors, so good. Excellent. Okay, so let's go over here. Let's clean all this stuff up. Let's take a look at the kernels. So we do have 4.2.3 now. First thing I want to do is, let's do an emerge at preserved rebuild. Let's take a look about what it wants to do here, because it did have quite a few messages on that. Yep, just have a few. View noir, and let's take a look at our space. Yeah, we're getting pretty low on space. We're gonna have to make some more room. I might actually expand my root drive, but oh well. Like if we do a, let's do it over here. Let's see. Of course. Lots of kernels and stuff. We'll go ahead and let it do its thing. Yeah, it's rebuilding Firefox. That might take a while. Let's see, user, 29 gigs on user. SRC, actually quite a bit of, yeah, so we've got quite a bit of room just in kernel. So what we're going to do is we're going to update to 4.2.3. What are we using now? 4.2.0. So we're probably going to, delete this one. Yeah, we're probably gonna save these two, and then get rid of the other ones. And what else do we have? Yeah, portage dist files. So quite a bit of room in here. So here you can see where all the older versions of Chromium are, and we've got what, 6 versions there. 4 Libre offices, so those types of things we're gonna want to clear out. So I'm not sure how long this will take. I don't want to have to cut it, but this might take a while. And I think it said Chromium too. So you tell you what, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it, and I'll be back in a bit. Hey, welcome back. So yeah, that took like an hour, over an hour. We rebuilt Chromium, Firefox, and Thunderbird. That took forever. The only thing we missed was LibreOffice. So preserved libs is done. So the next step would be to do like emerge dep clean. The problem is with that though, let me get this out of the way. If we do an emerge dep clean, if we just do a su real quick, and we do eselect kernel list, it will, I think it'll delete all but the most recent kernel, I think. So we're going to build the kernel first, reboot, and then come back. So what we're going to do is eselect kernel set 4. Do this again, make sure that's right. So now let's do user src Linux, and let's actually go down one. We'll see that the Linux is now pointed to 2.3. So now let's copy. So if we go back to we'll see that is there a config in here yet? Yeah, there might be. But what I'm going to do is copy home msj Gentoo and then kernel config. Let's see what's in here. So I'll do the latest, and we're going to copy it here to .config-mojo. And we do this again. We'll see we have this config dash mojo. So now we do a gen kernel menu config all. Now you can do some zcats and all this type of stuff, and I found this to be the easiest way to do it, so we're going to do it this way. So what we're going to do is load, and we're going to say dash mojo. That should come up with the my current setup. So general setup, you see here that it's got this mojo on it, so I know that it's mine. It's a local version, so everything should be good to go. We could go through here and try to see if there are any new. Trying to remember, it's been a while since I built the kernel. Let's go to device drivers, USB support, just for instance, and we're going to see that 2.0. No, yeah, here we go. These are both added. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that this has all my configs in it, so we should be good. Is there anything else we want to check? Device drivers. I'm 99% sure this is going to be fine. I mean, the only risk here is that the new kernel has different 16. Why is that 16? Boot up logo, and yeah, it's got the only risk here is that it's got a different setup and they're not compatible and something's being missed in this config, but I haven't had that problem, and I'm going to continue until they do. Somebody make a comment if you would let me know what the potential issue is with that. Again, I'm going to check real quick. This is my config, so we'll go ahead. Yeah, sure, we didn't change anything. So this will probably take a while, so I'll cut again and come back when it's done. Welcome back. We finished compiling our kernel. So now that we have a kernel, one thing we definitely need to do is emerge at module rebuild, I believe is what it's called. And that is a ZSH, what is that? It's like emerge ZSH auto completion or something like that. So this will rebuild Intel and NVIDIA, I believe. I think so, something like that. Yep, there's the NVIDIA drivers, that is. That's all I had to rebuild. Okay, very good. And one more, very important, I don't think GenKernel does this, so very important, you have to, let's let this finish. Shouldn't take long. Okay, as I said, very important. Let's take a look real quick. Let's cd to boot, grub, yeah, just a cd to there, and vim.config, and let's do a page down. I don't know, maybe about 100 or so. Yeah, see, if you look here, this is looking for the 4.20 that I had before. So, very important, you have to do grub, oops, sorry about that, mkconfig -o boot grub, and that will find the new kernel right here. And so we're down to 4.6 gigs. I'm gonna go ahead and reboot, and then I'll come back, and we're gonna make some room here. So I shall return. See you in a little bit. Okay, so we're back up after a reboot. So at this point, we're low on space. We've got a whole lot of old stuff in here. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to do a emerge-a dash depth clean, I think. Let's try that. See what it wants to uninstall, and one of them might be the old kernel. I believe that's how it works. It only keeps the recent one. Okay, so it wants to get rid of, oops, jeez, I hate when that happens. Got to turn the mouse on for tmux. Okay, AM. Okay. Wants to uninstall the old NVIDIA settings. Yeah, the old Gentoo sources, all the 4.2s, 4.0. Yeah, see, even the one that we were using, it was going to uninstall. Now, once you actually build the kernel and the image, maybe you don't need it, but I don't want to take the chances. Get rid of wireless tools. We don't really need that. Don't use wireless on the laptop or on the desktop. Yeah, sure. And what else do we want to do? Do revdep rebuild. So here's kind of a good idea. After installations or updates, so this is kind of what we're going to be doing. We do revdep rebuild, procleaner all, Python updater. This is pretty well titled, called Gentoo cheat sheet. So pretty, Gentoo.org wiki Gentoo cheat sheet. So highly recommended if you guys if you're running Gentoo and you're not using this, I'd probably recommend that for sure. It's got most everything you need to do for everyday running of Gentoo. So we'll go through these three here. We've already done the preserve libs, so getting rid of the old sources. Let's see if this is actually freeing up space. Yeah, so you see we're already up to 7 gigs. And what I am going to do, we're going to go back to cd root and ncdu again, let it start chugging on that, come back to that, and we're going to get rid of some of those old, we're getting rid of some of the stuff here, but it's still keeping, this is one of the only problems. I've done a search for ways to clear, what is this? Okay, so yeah, just talking about some things are left after unmerging. So we got a whole bunch, we got a lot of wasted space, and it's mostly in user. SRC's got a whole bunch of wasted space. We can get rid of the Linux 4.20. I'm not going to use it now that I know that 4.23 works, so sudo su. This is probably not the greatest idea. This is user src, rm, rf, and again, not a good idea. 4.0.5 and 4.1.1 and 4.2.0 is really the one I want to get rid of, but I'll get rid of these other ones too. 4.1.2, 4.1.3, 1.4, oops. So if you want to know what I'm using autocomplete to make sure, real sure that we're not getting rid of what we don't want to get rid of. And finally, 4.2.0. So this is gonna free up 5 gigs. Make real sure we're not doing 4, 2, and 3. This would be the dangerous one in case we put a 2 in there. Go ahead and do that. That should free up some space. Yep. So we're up to 12 gigs. Good, good. And let's go to portage and dist files. And we can go to user, portage, dist files. And we got a whole bunch of stuff in here. So I'm going to remove it'll take forever. So we're going to do rm. Let's see, what are we using now? EX Chromium. We're using 44. We're not. Installed version, yeah, 46.0. So 46.0, geez, long name here. Install version 2490.42. Yeah, we're using this one here. It's probably not the greatest idea, but again, I just want to get some space here. 46. We'll get rid of the 44s, 45s. We'll get rid of the 44s and 45s. So RM EMUU 44 and IUM dash 45. Oops, wrong button. .45.0. Okay, and that should free up a little bit of space. And we'll go ahead and go back. And let's do this again. Just, you know, not a whole lot of space, but something. Yeah, so we got rid of most of those. I've only got a few Thunderbirds, so I'm not overly worried about that. And yeah, that's probably good for now. Okay, so let's go ahead and exit out of that. Go over here and let's do a rev dep. Make sure there's nothing that needs to be done. Checking dynamic linkage, making sure everything's good to go. I hope it doesn't ask to re-download all those tarballs. We don't need them. But we're up to 15.5 gigs now, so freed up some space. We can, let's go to boot, to go check out boot. Again, this is very, very dangerous. So ncdu again, in boot. We can get rid of interfs 4.0, 4.20. So let's do the sudo su again. And cd to boot. And we can get rid of 4.2.0. Oh yeah, rm. trimfs 4.2.0. It's only 32 megs, but that'll free up basically half the room. We don't need this kernel anymore. Star dot. And we're left with just the 4.3s. So, okay. And that just cleared up a lot of room on boot, so we're good to go there. We'll do a grub to mkconfig boot grub.config. Now it's only going to find the one kernel. And just go ahead and exit out of that. And let's clear out of that. And ncdu again. I just want to see where all my space is being taken up. Wouldn't mind taking up a little bit more of root, but oh well. Media, not worried about that. It's a different drive. 9 gigs on dist files. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, we can get rid of some LibreOffices. Let's do this again. I don't know why I keep clearing out of that. Installed version is 5022. Can I delete from here? Move cursor, sort. Oh, delete. Okay, that's cool. Let's delete that. Yes. Yeah, this is much easier. Much easier. And let's get rid of EIX Thunderbird. And the installed version is 3830. So let's delete that. Delete that. Let's do Chromium again. Again, I wouldn't recommend doing this. I'm just kind of showing you what I do just to try to clear up some space everywhere. So again, we're installed 2490.42. Delete that. Delete that. Is there anything else in here that's a duplicate? That's probably good for now. So let's just leave it there. And now we can get out of here. That should be enough. So we freed up some space, back up to 17 gigs. And rev depth's good. Now let's do Perl cleaner. All. This might take a while. There's quite a few Perl packages. Jump over here. See what it wants to do. Let's go back to that cheat sheet, take a look. Do Python update or two if we need to. I didn't see any Python packages, but no reason not to. Genlop for log, estimated times. Yeah, that's all pretty standard stuff. You should know how to do that stuff if you're running Gentoo. Yeah. I guess it's all good to go. And then Python. Didn't see any errors, right? No package needs to be reinstalled. Okay, that's what I was looking for right there. And this might be it, folks. A nice little October update. I'll probably call it that on the channel. Yeah, hurry up and wait. Actually, I gotta get rid of that. We don't need that. Anytime now. This took longer than I thought. I gotta get going after this as soon as it's done. Yeah. I think that's okay. I wish I had more room than 17 gigs, but come on, let's go. Interesting. These are all the layman's. Is it? Yeah, sorry. Those are the ones I have installed, so interesting. Yeah. What is the What is the update? Sync all. I haven't done this in a while. Probably should. And then I will fetch list. It's S, right? Yeah. No. Let me get it. Oh well. I guess it's all good to go then. I think it ought to probably, yeah, I'm sure it comes up with when you're updating the main tree. So we just have a couple packages to build in sync and Dropbox. Alright guys, I think that pretty much covers it. So that'll be the video, and yeah, let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.